Dear friends, good evening. Thank you for joining us to another Gnostic Lab of Practical Application. And it so happens that we have gotten to that time in the year in which we get into our final Gnostic Lab. And we are getting ready to take a couple of weeks of vacation in the ICQ. Before we do that, we would like to leave you with a practice that we are confident you will get much benefit from as you continue practicing between now and the moment that we come back into activity at the beginning of the year 2022. But we would also like to invite you to a special lecture that we have in store for you on Friday. Every year, the ICQ instructors come together, and they write down and elaborate a Christmas message as a gift to humanity. And this year, we have this special event, and we're going to be celebrating it for us in ICQ, Arizona, with all of you students from Central South America, the United States, on Friday, December 24th at 11 o'clock Arizona time. We look forward to seeing you there. But for tonight, what we have in store is the practice of dream yoga. And because we like to start all of these practices and the lectures in our pre-chamber with a quote from Master Samael Aun Weor. He tells us, "Those aspirants who sincerely long for a true mystical experience, they must, without a doubt, begin their efforts with the practice of dream yoga." If you have not heard about dream yoga before, and you happen to come across this practical application, let's go ahead and simplify some terms just to make sure that there is no confusion. Because people in general, as they hear the word yoga, the first thing that they think of is a mat. They think postures, stretches, breathing techniques, etc. And I think that this deserves clarification because there is more behind the content of this word yoga. For starters, yoga comes from an ancient Indo-European root word, yug, which means to join. And it so happens that religion comes from the Latin religare, which means to bind fast. To join, to bind, all of these things are speaking about bringing things together. For all purposes, yoga and religion, in its most basic fundamental definition, they mean the same thing. And that is to reunite, to bring together. So when we're speaking about dream yoga, we're speaking about this system in which we can reconnect with the sleeping vision. And we refer to it here as a sleeping vision because it has been written that it is through dreams that God communicates and connects with each and every one of us. Now, because many of us listening to this practice, we may come from different backgrounds. Let's keep in mind that when we say God, we refer to the innermost. We refer to that manifestation of our spirit within the tree of life, specifically in the realm of mercy, that is also known as the sphere of chesed. That manifestation of God there is called El, and El in Hebrew means God. So this is how our individual and particular innermost communicates with us. It is through dreams, and it is in our best interest to become as skillful as we possibly can dealing with dreams so that we can retrieve the messages, the symbols, and the warnings that sometimes come to us directly from our innermost. We're going to review just a couple of topics on stuff that we have covered before as a means to bring those of you who have not heard this before as close to up to speed as we possibly can. Every time that we initiate a practice, in this case, tantric dream yoga or the ritual of reuniting with the sleep vision, we always start with the relaxation of the body. And the relaxation of the body is only possible when we can unite in harmony our willpower and our objective imagination. Now, willpower does not mean effort. It does not mean strain, and it certainly does not imply difficulty. Willpower here is allowing the consciousness to be present, to witness, to perceive. And when we speak of imagination, well, we are not speaking about fantasy, but we are referring to objective imagination. Because objective imagination is what is truly necessary for us to be able to see and perceive beyond the appearance of the thing itself. This imagination is objective in nature. And from this point forward, objective imagination and clairvoyance are indeed the same thing. As part of these practices, when we bring our willpower and imagination in harmony together, we can use something that is known as the practice of the Gnomes. And for this exercise, what we do is that we use that faculty of clairvoyance so that we can focus our attention in our feet. And as we look at them, we observe how our body is populated by an infinite amount of little gnomes. And you simply limit yourself to breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, and observing these gnomes walk out the soles of your feet. Dear friends, as you bring the attention of the consciousness into observing your feet, and you start observing these little gnomes walking out one by one, as you observe on one hand those gnomes walking out, and you start guiding your attention upwards in your body from your toes to your heels to your ankles, your shins, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your creative organs, the bottom of your spine. And from there you continue upwards. And you continue allowing your consciousness to observe and perceive your abdomen, your diaphragm, your stomach, your heart, your lungs, your shoulders, your arms. By then, you have allowed the consciousness to observe enough for you to start experiencing, without any strain whatsoever, a very gentle warmth and a softness that are very peculiar of a deep state of relaxation. Once we get to the level of the shoulders, we continue focusing on our breathing. We continue observing the little gnomes walking out the soles of our feet. We relax our jaw, our tongue, our lips, our eyes, our eyelids. We relax the muscles of our forehead. We allow for that sensation of relaxation to build itself at the base of our skull, to expand into the space behind our ears, and to continue to grow until it finds itself at the very crown of our head. This is how we run the practice of the Gnomes. Simply observing with part of our attention these little gnomes walking out of our body, and with the other part guiding and allowing the consciousness to methodically observe every aspect of our physical body. And the end result is a deep state of relaxation. Certainly, there's a plethora of options to relax the body. Any Google search for means and methods to relax the body would yield millions, if not hundreds of millions of results. And those are not of our immediate concern. What we would prefer is that you become really, really good in one. And once you have mastered that one, that you start trying other things rather than just peck a little bit here and there and add, well, to the many things that we have already added into the labyrinth of our mind. Because when we relax the body, the emotions tend to start calming down as well. Well, we're going then to move on into the relaxation of the mind. And for that purpose, we're going to add the use of a word of power or a mantra. We have many options in what these could be. We have the mantra Pander, which is a mantra that we chant whenever we want to invoke the assistance, the contribution of our real being. And our real being is the Father of our Father. It is the Father of our innermost. If our innermost is El, which is God, and that innermost is within the first manifestations of the Creator itself, then the Father of our innermost is that Trinity that we know here in the West as the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. By chanting the mantra Pander, we invoke the assistance of the Father of our Father, and that is our real being. Then there is the mantra Gate. Last week, our Gnostic lab was on the use of the mantra Gate. And this mantra means liberation. And then there is, of course, the mantra Gate, Gate, para Samgate, Bodhi Swaha. This mantra, roughly translated from that Sanskrit, it means liberation, liberation, to the other side of the river. All of humanity, liberation, illumination, Alleluia. And then there is the mantra Om Masi Padme Yom. This mantra is usually written Om Mani Padme Hum. Master Samael has invited us to sing this mantra Om Masi Padme Yom. And this mantra, when we translate it, it means, O God in me. This is the mantra that we will use for our practice tonight. After we have relaxed our body, we will continue with our breathing, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose as well. And we will sing the mantra Om Masi Padme Yom. And we will continue chanting this mantra, flowing with it, allowing for the mind not only to calm down, but to focus all of its efforts into the verbalization of these words of power. As you continue with this practice, we will invite you to further your mental relaxation during your practice of meditation, during your practice of sleep yoga, and also during your day by bringing in classical music. Now remember that instrumental music is not classical music, even though there is classical music that is completely instrumental. We're inviting you here to listen music to great masters like Mozart, Beethoven, Chopin, Richard Wagner. When we listen to this music, it brings a certain superior vibration into two of our superior centers, the superior emotional and the superior intellectual center. Both of them reside on the head. And as we listen to this music, as we bring in the key to success, which is devotion, as we flow with the rhythm and the harmonies, it brings our mind into a relaxed state of consciousness. And as it calms down the mind, we become so much more apt to listen and receive the words and the intuits of the innermost. And friends, once our body has calmed down, with our emotional center relaxed and the mind in a relaxed state, then all we must do is remain contemplative. Just like the Buddha sits comfortably with its eyes partly open, observing without any strain, this is exactly what we will do at the level of the mind. We will keep our eyes closed, but we will simply contemplate, observe with tremendous serenity any thoughts that come into the space of the mind. We will allow these thoughts to flow, and we will not set any objections. We will not identify with them. We will not fascinate. And we will not throw ourselves back into the sleep of the consciousness. We will observe these thoughts, and as we contemplate them, we will see them emerge, manifest, and we will see them disappear. And we want you to know that many thoughts will flow through the mind. Some would be exceedingly short. Others would be of some relative duration. But they will all follow the same cycle. They will emerge, and their emergence will try to invite from you identification, a reaction to whatever is present in that mental image. If you identify, you will hold on to that thought and you will follow the drama, and eventually, well, you will fall asleep. And if you fall asleep at first, that is okay, but we need to bring in some tenacity into the work. We will observe it, and from that contemplative, serene state, not identify with it, but observe it the same way that you observe a sunset, the same way that you enjoy observing a beautiful flower. And you will see those thoughts emerge, manifest, and fade away to be followed by another thought. As you continue allowing the mind to observe this way, and as you continue seeing yourself not reacting, not setting resistance, or objecting to any of those thoughts, you will see that the mind is going to start calming down. And it's going to eventually surrender, as if it were giving up. And at that moment, you will be in such a beautiful condition. When we speak, friends, of dream yoga, we are looking at applying a practice, a ritual, so to speak, where we can use our dream experience to reunite with our innermost. And we can do this when we embrace the most elevated way of thinking, which is not thinking. This is exactly why we relax the body and the emotions, and we observe the mind so that the mind calms itself down. Eventually, you will transition naturally from that state of being vigilant into the sleep state. Simply observe. And observe what is happening within your dream. But we would like to share with you some of the stuff that is important for you to do before you lay down, before you start breathing rhythmically, before you start relaxing the body. Things that you can do in your house as part of this concept of being a good housekeeper. Because we have to be a good housekeeper internally. We have to keep our mind tidy and our emotions tidy and elegant. But we also have to manifest the same housekeeping, the same quality of the good housekeeper into our external space. And when it comes to the bedroom, for a successful practice of dream yoga, please make sure that your bedroom is clean and organized. You do not want to try to practice dream yoga in a room where there are foul smells. Foul smells because there may be old food in the room, or because there may be smelly shoes or dirty laundry. Make sure that when it comes to your bedroom, that your bedroom is organized and that your bedroom is clean. When it comes to your bed, your mattress, if it is possible for you, try to have a mattress that is neither too soft nor too hard. You want your body to comfortably relax and rest, not relax and be affected and get in pain because of the condition of the mattress. In many homes where they may still have mattresses that have box springs and metal connections, well, these eventually tend to creak at night. And that could also be an obstacle to a successful dream yoga experience, because if every time your body moves, the mattress squeaks or the bed makes a noise, it's going to wake you up, even if it's just for an instant. It is going to pull you out of that deep sleep REM state. The sheets that cover your mattress, well, in the same light that the room must be clean and organized, those sheets must be fresh. If you could replace them at least once a week, that would be phenomenal. But if we're speaking about sheets that have been used for 2-3 weeks, that are saturated with skin emollients or skin oil and skin flakes and pet dander, well, this takes away from the ability of having a good dream yoga experience. So now that your room is clean and that your bed is clean and comfortable, take your pillow and add some good aroma to it. For many of you, well, the perfume of your zodiac is the best option. If you don't have that, and you happen to have essential oils of roses or spikenards, that is phenomenal as well. With your bed ready and your room ready, as you lay on the bed, align your body towards the north. Master Samael tells us this is good practice because then we align our body with the very same flow of currents in the planet. And just like the humble compass, when we align ourselves to the north, we do not create any interference in the flow of these currents. It also helps the unfoldment to happen with relatively more ease. As you lay down on the bed, Master Samael recommends that we start by resting on our back in what is known as the Dorsal Decubitus. This posture is essentially the posture of the corpse. You rest on your back and you allow your hands, your arms to rest comfortably along your side. You bring your heels together and you allow your feet to relax, open like a fan to either side. And in that dorsal decubitus, as you then do the practice of the gnomes and relax your body, and we chant the mantra Pander or Gate or Om Masi Padme Yom. Well, once we have completed that, we can turn on our side into the lion posture. For this posture, we will turn on our right side. We will bring our knees close to our chest. We will let our left hand to rest on our hips, and we will rest our head on the palm of our right hand. And in this lion posture, we will invoke our innermost and say, Divine Father, Father of mine, you who are my true being, you who are my eternal God, I humbly ask of you, my soul, my heart, for your contribution. Divine Father, I beg of you that you bring forth that aspect of you that is known as Morpheus, the God of dreams. Morpheus, 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 we invoke you. Powerful Master, help us understand the mysteries of dream. Help us identify the key symbols that we witness in our dreams. Help us understand from where are our dreams emerging, whether they are coming from our centers, whether they are emerging from the subconscious, if they are a repeat of the activities of the day, or if they are a message that is coming to us from the lateral octave of the sun. Guide us, powerful Master. Educate us. And teach us how to interpret our dreams. With this prayer, we continue resting on our side. And as we drift to sleep, When you wake up the next morning, make sure that you do not move. Do not shake your body so that you do not erase any of the memories that come when the astral body enters your physical body once again. And gently reach to the side and grab your Gnostic journal. Write down everything that you remember from your dream experience. And this is all that we have to do. We relax the body, we relax the mind, we chant some mantras, we invoke our innermost for help, and as we turn on our side, we invoke the help of Morpheus and we drift ourselves to sleep. Friends, we invite you to do this practice consistently with discipline, tenacity for the next 2 weeks until we come back at the beginning of the year 2022. Because as you write down your dream experience, it will start becoming evident that key messages consistently repeat themselves in your dream. You will come to see that there is an initiating element that is common to many dreams. And that initiating element is key because once you identify what that initiating element is, that is indeed a gift of your Divine Mother directly to you. That initiating element is something that you can use at any moment, at any time, to consciously unfold in your astral body and to move within that fifth dimension of creation with freedom, with enough consciousness, so that you can learn directly from the lips of the masters, so that you can sit and hold a conversation one-to-one with your innermost, with your Divine Mother, so that you can participate of this superior instruction coming directly from the great masters of wisdom. So, dear friends, without anything else, let's go ahead and relax our body. And as we relax our body, we're going to immediately start chanting our mantra. Make yourself comfortable, and we will fade away in the background of this exercise. And we will let you continue with your sleep. So before we start, we would like to say thank you all very much for joining us this year, for participating with us week after week, and for giving us an opportunity to pay you a visit at your home and for you to be part of this great family that is the ICQ Arizona. Dear friends, thank you so much for joining us this evening, and may all beings be happy. Very well. Let's go ahead and start by relaxing our physical body. We're going to start by making ourselves aware of the physical body itself. And let's identify if there's anything that is bringing discomfort to the body. This could be a belt that is too tight, shoes that are feeling a little uncomfortable at the end of the day. It could also be a ponytail. It could be a belt. So let's take a moment and let's relieve the body of this distraction. Now that we have done this, let's focus on our emotional state. It is possible that some of us, as we come here today, after going through the many challenges and experiences that we have had this year, that we may find ourselves a little bit defeated. that we may feel this has been a hard year. And with that, we may find ourselves perhaps low energy. We may feel exhausted or tired. Maybe the combination of experiences this year, what has been happening in the last few weeks, and then the preparations for the holidays have also carried their toll. And we feel that we are carrying the burden of maybe some resentments. Maybe we feel some residual effects from frustrations or from some anger that could have manifested early today. Maybe with the threat of the pandemic, we may have friends or loved ones who may be at some risk because of the virus. And that uncertainty may bring some discomfort, perhaps some fear. Yet others can be completely ambivalent to all of these circumstances. Many others would be very content with their situations. And perhaps there may be some of you who have had a phenomenal year, a phenomenal month, and a phenomenal week. And you have gotten to this Gnostic lab today with joy. Maybe with a little bit of that very characteristic nervous hysteria of just being fairly happy. What is important here is that you acknowledge what is your emotional state. It does not matter if you feel this way or that way. Because what is truly important is that we find ourselves here, all of us united in a single heart, as a great family. And because we know that all of these emotions are transitory, they all pass. And we know that if we are sad today, well, when that pendulum swings back, it's going to bring happiness. And on the same token, we know that if we're happy today, if we push or if we pull the pendulum, eventually that swing is going to bring us the opposite. And by standing aside, as if we were standing at the very center of a circle, that wherever we look, we can see the pair of diametrically opposed pairs that are happiness and sadness, favorable and unfavorable, pain and delight. Well, in this neutral posture, we become immune to the swing of the pendulum. And acknowledging this, all we must do then is express our gratitude for the good and the bad fortune. We must express our satisfaction to our innermost for the challenges, the retributions, and the rewards that we have received. And with this renewed attitude, with this sensation of gratefulness, we close our eyes and we bring our attention to the bottom of our feet. And we will empower the consciousness to observe, because the observation of the consciousness is sufficient to bring back a deep state of relaxation anywhere in our body. And so we focus our attention on our toes, our heels, our ankles, our shins, our calves, our knees, our thighs, we focus our attention on the underside of our legs, and we immediately notice the sensation of relaxation that inundates from the tips of our toes all the way up to our glutes. As we notice the gentle warmness and softness that comes with that state of relaxation, we bring our attention to our breathing, and we focus on breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. We will seek to make of our breathing pattern something imperceptible, a flow that the inhale and the exhale become almost perfectly silent. As we continue breathing in and out through our nose, we focus once again in our hips. We bring that relaxation onto our creative organs. And we focus our attention at the very bottom of our spine. And from there, we allow the consciousness to continue drifting upwards one vertebra at a time. And with every exhalation, that consciousness continues to expand and bring relaxation to everything that is associated with that specific region of the body. We relax our internal organs. We relax our diaphragm. Our stomach. Our lungs. Our heart. And we enable that consciousness to continue displacing and expanding itself upward, up to that space that exists between our shoulder blades. We relax our shoulders. And from there, we allow the flow to cascade into our elbows, our wrists, our hands. By now, your exhalations must be very deep. Your breathing is uninterrupted. It is effortless. And it is perfect. Now let's bring our attention to the base of our skull. And let's allow the expansion of the consciousness to inundate the base of our skull with that sense of relaxation. We focus on the space behind our ears. And we naturally start feeling that sensation of warmth and that gentle vibration of relaxation that comes with a very deep relaxed state. Let's relax our jaw, our tongue, our lips. We relax our eyes and our eyelids. We relax the muscles of our forehead. And from that space behind our ears, we allow the consciousness to continue its expansion so that it relaxes all of our scalp until it finds itself at the very crown of our head. And at this moment, we invoke our Father who is in secret. Divine Father, Father of mine, you who are my true being, you who are my eternal God, we ask of you and we beg of you that it is you, the one who officiates in this practice. Divine Father, we offer you this vehicle so that it is you, the one who breathes, the one who sings, the one who relaxes the mind. We ask of this, Divine Father, in the name of the Christ, by the love of Christ, by the majesty of Christ. So be it. And together we sing the mantra Om Masi Padme Jom. 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 Om Masi Padme Yom. 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 Mase Padme Yom Om Mase Padme Yom Om Mase Padme Yom Om Mase Padme Yom Om Mase Padme Yom. Divine Father, Father of mine, we beg of you with our heart, we beg of you with our soul for your contribution. Bring forth, Father, that aspect of you, that divine, powerful aspect that is perfect mastery in the science of dreams. Morpheus, 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 we invoke you. Powerful Master, we're here at your presence, begging you with our heart and our soul for your guidance, for your education, for your contribution to develop our knowledge in the mysteries and the science of dreams. Help us identify all of the key symbols. Teach us on how to apply the laws so that we may decipher our dreams. Guide us in the dream state. Educate us and help us bring back memories into our physical body. We ask of this in the name of the Christ, by the power of Christ, by the majesty of Christ. So be it. So be it. So be it. And maintaining our remembrance of self, knowing with clear certainty that at any moment we can invoke of our innermost to bring back this deep state of relaxation. We will turn on our right side. We will bring our knees close to our chest. We will comfortably rest our left arm on our left hip. And we will rest our head on the palm of our right hand. In this lion posture, we continue focused in our breathing.